Welcome back, everybody. Now, Tribe Franko is a dance artist from Johannesburg. He's on a quest to bring freshness and innovation to the music scene. In his sound, he has channeled a diverse range of styles and influences, combining African grooves and traditional rhythms. His recent release, Feel Like This, is an example of what his music is all about and what he's aiming to accomplish. He joins us now this morning to share more. Frank, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm really humbled.
Good to have you on the show this morning. First of all, talk to us about the music and the sound that you're currently producing.
So my music is basically me taking out my happiness through African sounds, you know, and it's actually me telling a story using different sounds, especially infusing African sounds and telling a story in that. So yeah.
What's the story you're telling?
The story is about this young boy who had so many dreams and wants to actually make them real, you know. So
okay.
I started as a dancer, and what made me to be a musician is because I used to enjoy the feeling that I had when I was dancing. So I thought, let me just take this feeling and put it to the world. So that's when music came, and it gave birth to me wanting to make you feel good
and hopefully it rubs off on your consumers of the music.
Yeah, it actually rubs off, and it's something that I'm really grateful with. I'm taking my time, taking it easy, and doing what I love, you know.
Okay, just describe what kind of music you produce. You say that you know, it's an expression of your own happiness that you hope will translate into happiness of your listeners. So just describe your music.
It's very hard to describe because I use all sounds, you know. But to put it under Elon, they call it Afro House. But what I've realized and learned, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just finding a sound that is not familiar to people's ears. But more than anything, I'm just taking it back to the old school where it was all about everyone who's enjoying, having fun, and the drums, the strings, and yeah.
So how long have you been in this industry, and how has it been so far?
I started in 2010, and I'm going to my 13th year this year. I'm enjoying myself, man. Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. For me, this is a journey, and it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough because you learn whilst you're doing it. You know, you learn that there's things that you're supposed to do that you're not supposed to do in a song, or in a crowd, or in an event, or on radio. So you learn whilst you go. But it's been very tough, and I'm glad I'm still standing.
Yeah. And where do you draw the inspiration from?
As a child, I grew up, like I said, dancing, and I think my inspiration comes from that feeling, and I'm actually drawing the inspiration from the patterns of Africa. If you look at one pattern, you'd realize it says so much. So I mean, I want to express it through music. So that's what I take from. Okay. Yeah.
So how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a dancer or a musician?
I see myself as an artist, as a creator, because if I'm dancing, I'm creating something. When I'm doing music, I'm creating something. So I think I see myself as a creator.
And I can see that it actually is reflected on your image, because those are beautiful prints.
Yeah, no, thank you. So and I think the reason why I'm wearing a wrap is because this is me now. With the inspiration that you're talking about, you know how women inspire us to actually do better, to do great. So the reason why I rap or wear a wrap is because this is my crown. But at the same time, I'm actually saying, you know what, I'm proud of women. I'm proud to come from a woman, and those people are alive for us, you know. And I'm just.
So this whole look actually pays tribute to women.
Yeah, it does.
Both those who inspired you and just women in general.
Yeah, women in general, they're really amazing. They make the world go around, you know. So I take from that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Let's now talk about your current single, Feel Like This. What's that about?
It's actually about what I've been going through as a musician, where there's a new sound that came in and there's an old sound that just is dying out. So I'm finding myself in this space where guys, I'm not feeling like this genre, I'm not feeling like that type of guy or that type of musician, but this is how I feel. And if you listen to the music, you'll understand what you not. There's, with the ups and downs, you can always take out a beautiful thing with music, and that's how I feel.
In as much as you did say that, you know, your music is an expression of your own happiness that you hope will rub off on other people, on the listeners of your music. So is there a central message, though, a central theme that's carried throughout your music?
I think the message is there's fun inside you, there's happiness is inside you, and I want to actually instill that or take out that from people, because what's happening in the world is it can make you sad, it can make you unhappy, but I'm saying within that experience in life, you have that happiness inside you, and I want to take it out with how I feel inside. So if I can really take out how I feel inside, maybe it's gonna inspire you to actually look inside as well. So yeah.
So who do you make music for? Who is it created for?
Interesting enough, recently I'm creating music for young ones and old ones. I'm just wanting to fuse laba bancane, laba badala, and the ones in the middle, they'll find a space there. But like I said, I'm all about happiness, but I don't mean that I'm not going through sadness, but I'm really focusing, or rather putting more energy for me in happiness. So my music is basically for somebody who enjoys music and wants to be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the genre, are you planning on staying on the current genre, or are you open to embracing and sampling other genres in future?
So with the album that I'm working on now, that I'm going to push or rather release later on, what I'm doing is I'm fusing the old school and then the young school. What I mean by that, it's more, you'd look at people like Abo Salif Keita, people like Abo Fela Kuti, fusing that sound, that element where it brings more live feel to music, and more live instruments to the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do your fans follow you?
You find me on Tribe Franko on all the platforms. I also have a website, www.tribefranko, and yeah, it's Tribe Franko everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tribe Franko, great chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good stuff. We just spoke to artist Tribe Franko on his new single, Feel Like This. This release is currently available on all digital streaming services.